Hello YouTube, it's DJ Zogage Trains, and in this video I'm going to show you a few custom projects that I had just finished up. So we're going to go through what we have on the track here, which is 3 passenger cars and a diesel, and then if you stay tuned for the end of this, there is a complete passenger set that I restored that had severe water damage. So let's start out here. These are 2 separate projects for two different people. And the first project is right here, these 4 pieces, and then the second project, stay tuned for. But we have an E7, General Motors Train of Tomorrow, E7 by Sunset Models. And then we have one of the Rock Island passenger cars from the Rocket set that was recently released by Sunset Models. And then we have these 2 Baltimore and Ohio passenger cars. And I did work to all 4 of these pieces. So since we're looking at the B&O cars, let's start there. So this is the Colombian observation car, and what I did with this car is I fixed up the interior. The interior was just sitting loose in there, and some pieces had fallen out, and the figures had obviously fallen out, so I put everything back together. The screws were missing to secure the interior, so I used my own screws. And then the car was 2-rail, so I converted it to 3-rail and put a lobster claw coupler on it. And then same thing with this B&O coach. It was 2-rail and I converted it to 3-rail. However, the interior was pretty good, so it's just a simple wiring project here, and then installed the lobster claw couplers. So just for reference, with these Golden Gate Depot 3-rail, 2-rail conversions, they can be a little bit difficult. And it's not the wiring that's difficult, but what can be difficult is not all of the parts and pieces match up. And even when Scott sends you pieces in the mail, Scott's the owner of Sunset Models, you're not guaranteed to get the piece from this set. The tooling changes set to set. Each set is made by hand. You know, each individual train that they make is made by hand, and the tooling changes from set to set. So it took some doing to get the lobster claw couplers on these 2 cars. That was the biggest challenge with this, not the wiring at all, and not putting the interior back together. So if you want me to do 2-rail, 3-rail conversions, my answer right away will be yes if you want to use KD couplers. If you want to use lobster claw couplers, we will have to talk a little bit more about it, just because they could be difficult to install. So I had to drill and tap holes in order to get them installed. So if you want more details on that, contact me. But, you know, I just had to throw that plug in there because, you know, I've been getting some inquiries about these 2-rail to 3-rail conversions, and they are not as simple as they look. So I just had to throw that out there. Now we are getting into this Rock Island car. And this car had a short in it. It was an electrical short, and so that was a relatively easy fix. And as you can see, there is no more short. And then here we have the General Motors Train of Tomorrow E7, and this is an absolutely gorgeous model. Just really amazing. So I really like this piece a lot, and I have this engine for the weekend, for Memorial Day weekend, so you are going to see this engine pull a Golden Gate Depot consist that I have never filmed, so stay tuned for that. The guy who sent this engine to me requested that I use this engine to pull those cars, and I would be very glad to do so. So what was wrong with this engine is there was a switch, a 3-way switch from TMCC to conventional to off, 3 positions. It broke. So Scott Mann from Sunset Models mailed me a new switch, and I soldered it in, and now we're good to go here. So that's about it. That's an overview of what I did here. And so this car, obviously, we're not going to run. I just wanted to throw it into the video, but we are going to run this little 3-car consist very quickly for you. Okay, so stay tuned to see this run, and then stay tuned to see the next project that I did. Thanks, guys.
How's that track look? Are we clear? Over. Affirmative, the track is yours. Over. Roger that. All clear. Out.
Okay guys, so what you have here is a complete 8-car Golden Gate Depot Empire State Express set. This is not my set, but this is somebody else's set, and it was sent to me to be restored. It had a lot of water damage. It also had missing and broken pieces. A lot of the nameplates were peeled off. The interior was a mess. The wiring and the wheels were a mess. And I went ahead and cleaned it all up and made a complete 8-car working set. The guy also sent me a couple of spare shells and parts from another set in order to make this one complete and work. So it looks really good now. It's in very good condition now. Everything is working, all the lights work. There's people inside, the interiors are completely put back together, and it looks really, really nice. So most of my spare time this past week has been spent restoring this set. So now that it's done and ready to go out the door, it'll give me some more time to keep filming that New York Central video series that I started. So, but I just had to put a plug in for this set because I'm really happy with how it came out. So this was kind of a pop-up project about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago that I had received, and it ended up being a bit more work than I thought it would be. But it's done now, and it looks great. And I'm very happy to be able to film the complete set and send it out the door. I am not going to be running this because it has the incandescent lighting boards in it rather than LED, and it draws too much electricity when I run it with my steam engine. So between the weight of these cars, they are all aluminum and they are heavy, and the incandescent lighting is just drawing too much power. So that's one of the reasons why I upgraded my set to LED lighting. But on a permanent layout where you have real blocks of track, this set won't draw the amount of electricity that it draws on my loop, because my loop is only one block. So, but anyway, it looks really good and it's ready to go out the door. The finish on these cars is spectacular. One of the nicest plated looks out there in O-scale is on this set, in my opinion. Very, very beautiful set. So there it is, that's the complete set, and I'm gonna box it up now and get it sent out. So if you have any custom projects you'd like to contact me about, my email will be in the description of this video, and you could do so. However, it's gonna be a little while before I could take projects in. I've got at least 5 other sets that are in progress, and I really need to get them done, and it's gonna take me a little while. So it's a good thing to be backed up, but I will of course answer any questions, and we can go over the work involved and pricing and stuff like that. Also, I could weather stuff for you if you'd like that too. So let me know, guys, and I will get back to filming my trains very shortly. But here you go. There's that drum head once again. It's a beautiful set. One of the original Golden Gate Depot sets. All right, guys, have a good one.